Hello and welcome to another VD-Spine tutorial. In this video, we're going to talk about what a REST API is and how we can use it. Let's use the following scenario as an example. You want to show a list of all your training videos. How would you build this? On one side, you have a web page which your users access via browser. This is the client. On the other side, you have VidiCore running in the cloud. This is the server. How does the web page access the data on the VidiCore server? By using a REST API. What do these letters stand for? API stands for Application Programming Interface. It allows one piece of software to speak to another. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. It is a specific type of API which has become an industry standard. Don't worry too much about trying to understand what those words mean when we put them together. How does your client talk to the server? First, the client sends a request containing information about what it would like to do. Then, the server receives the request, runs some code, and returns a response with the result. The client can then look at the result and decide what to do next. Let's take a look at the request and the response. In the request, we set the URL. This contains three main parts. At the start is the protocol, either HTTP or HTTPS for secure channel. Then, the host name or IP address of the server. After the URL, we choose the HTTP method. Next, the path, which is known as the resource in REST. The resource could be the items or collections or a particular user. At the end of the URL, we can specify query parameters. These parameters can be used, for example, to tell the server that we only want certain data about the resource to be returned. The methods roughly match with the create, read, update, delete, CRUD operations, which you may use on a database, for example. The post method is the same as create. Get method is the same as read. Put is the same as update, and delete is delete. The put and post methods allow you to send data along with your request in the body. The data might be the detail about a new collection you want to create or a file you're trying to upload. The headers allow us to send additional information, such as authentication tokens. In VidiCore, we use the headers to tell the server what type of data we are sending and in what format we would like that response to be returned in. Similar to the request, the response will return headers and a body. VidiCore can return XML or JSON in the body. Both of these are ways of formatting data so that it can easily be understood by software. The response will also return a status code. This is important as it's the server's primary way of telling you whether the request has been successfully processed. A 200 status code means that everything is working. A 500 means that something has gone wrong on the server side. And a 401 means that you have not set the correct username or password. Going back to our example, we will show our list of training videos. The browser is our client. It's running JavaScript code, which makes a request. It uses the get method. The URL contains the VidiCore server running in VidiNet. It's asking for the item resource. The parameters are telling the server we just want the title metadata for each item, and it is all being made over a secure connection. In the headers, we are setting the authentication and asking for the response to be formatted as JSON. We can see in the response that the status code is 200. We can look at the JSON body, and the first key in the body is for the hits. The value is 3, so our ViDi-Core server has found 3 items. And that's it. Now you should be familiar with the basics of REST APIs.